Well, Sons of Anarchy is supposed to be Hamlet in a motorcycle club, so...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I never watched it. I watched the first episode, and then I never...
Followed through?
No, I don't know why. I watched the first episode. It was like, this show is great, and then I forgot about it for 6 years. I do that with every show. I checked out The Walking Dead, too. I saw the first episode. And then it just did... See, that's why I'm better with movies.
Unless it's Star Wars.
Oh, I did not like that movie.
Oh, come on.
It was a crappy movie.
It wasn't crappy.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
It was good.
It was so much less than what we deserved after all this time.
But it was better than the prequels. Let's set that baseline.
9/11 was better than the prequels.
Oh, God.
What are you talking about? Everything was better than the prequels. There's nothing worse than the prequels. We all agree on that.
Age of Extinction.
That doesn't... I didn't see any of the Transformers movies. Well, I saw the first one and the second one. When they had that robot and it has two giant wrecking balls that were its testicles, I really, really gave up on the franchise. I was just like, this is never getting better.
Well, Transformers itself is a stupid idea.
No, it's not. It's a cool story. It's a cool idea. And when you watch... Like, I watched Transformers Armada as a kid. I'm 25. And so I watched that show when I was a kid, and that was actually a very deep, introspective show that dealt with a lot of philosophical goods and bads, about the world and war and fighting and is freedom worth it and all that. There was a lot of depth to that. The Michael Bay movies have all been stupid explosions for dumb people. That's all they've been. Transformers is not a dumb idea. What's a dumb idea is making Star Wars Episode 7 and then every 3 seconds doing some reference to the good movies.
No, there wasn't a reference every 3 seconds.
Of course, it's called an exaggeration, Haggard.
Well, I will say it did lean heavily into the references, but it wasn't annoyingly so.
It was like a Family Guy episode.
No, I don't go that far, dude. Come on.
Out of nowhere, Finn... who became less likable as the movie went on. Actually, I would say both the main characters became less likable as the movie went on.
What movie were you watching?
Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
I was watching the same movie you were. I don't know why you're saying the characters got more unlikable.
Because they started off as... First off, the thing that I noticed right away, and I thought J.J. Abrams did this on purpose, and I think he did, was the fact that all the characters had very explosive personalities. Not aggressive, but what I mean is they were really in your face the beginning of the movie when Finn is yelling and stuff. And he did that because in all the prequels, everyone was so monotone and boring that he's trying to just add personality here. He's trying to show people this actually has human beings in it, which was nice. But then it starts to get to the point where Finn is almost like that through the whole movie, where he's
raised as a stormtrooper his entire life, so...
So yeah, shouldn't he have been, I'm not asking for boring, but maybe a little bit more reserved. But the way that
it was the first time he was allowed to express, so think of it as the first time you allow a child to swear. They're just going to go all out. They don't know limitation.
Maybe, but I mean, I never even believed that he was a stormtrooper. I'm looking back at it right now, discussing it with you, I'm realizing I actually, even though they showed him take off the helmet, I never thought of him as a stormtrooper once. It never even... because he felt so disconnected from it entirely. And,
I think that was the point.
I think that was the point too, but then the feeling is lost to me as the viewer that he was ever a stormtrooper. So it didn't really feel like there was a tremendous... real building to that character.
You want to talk about characters with no build-up? Let's talk about Captain Phasma for a second.
The silver stormtrooper?
Yeah, that lady.
Yeah, she looked like the Silver Surfer, actually. Out of nowhere, she's wearing this metallic, which we'd never seen before, which there's no rules against new stuff, but we'd never seen these stormtrooper uniforms before, and out of nowhere, she looked like she was looking for her surfboard. I thought she was quite odd.
What?
I thought she was quite odd.
Oh, okay. I thought you said she was right on. I was like, the what?
No,
She was in the movie for like 3 scenes, and one of those scenes was her death scene.
I know. Yeah.
Which was also really... You want to talk about out-of-character moments?
Yeah.
This movie got really dark, really violent with characters who normally aren't.
Sort of. What was so violent?
Well, I think it's more implied, but... Okay, this also ties in with your references. Why did Han want to throw her down like a fucking trash compactor?
Because that's what happened to him in the Death Star.
Well, I mean... Did it have to be something so violent? Couldn't they have just shot her through the head or something?
Yeah, that
something
would have
so
been nice.
Dark and grotesque.
But if they had said, let's shoot her through the head, everyone in the theater wouldn't have laughed because they were in on the joke. It would have just been a sincere moment. So
then how do we eliminate this threat as painlessly and as quickly as possible?
Yeah, so see, they have to remind
Instead
everybody.
we get this really weird, dark, comedic moment that is like, I think one of the worst tonal moments in the film, because you can't tell what humor they're going for. You can't tell if they're going for dark or referential.
See, there's a lot of tonal issues I found. Well, maybe not tonal issues, but continuity issues.
But don't get me wrong, I still like the film. Don't get me wrong, though, I still like the film. I'm just going to say that scene, I think, was the worst scene for me in my book.
Well, remember when the monster gets out on... oh, by the way, I guess this is filled with spoilers. Remember when the monster gets out on Han's ship and it's devouring all the...
That was another... That was like second worst scene.
Yeah, that was a terrible scene because it's devouring all these insignificant people, and what it does is it grabs them with its tentacles and puts them right into his mouth, and then eats them instantaneously. Well, then once he grabs Finn,
maybe it was force sensitive.
Once it grabs Finn, our hero, it takes like 5 minutes. It holds him for 5 minutes, just long enough so that Rey can cut his arms off and then save Finn. Out of nowhere, this monster, which has just been devouring people, as soon as it grabs them, decides, oh, but for this one, which holds no significance to me, instead of eating him right away, I'm going to drag him around the ship.
Well, he was dark meat. Maybe it was rare to the monster.
This is all racist, Haggard. He's dragging a black man, and then you call it dark meat. This is all racist. I don't even accept this.
Uh-huh.
When I talk racist, they cut him in the back at the end of the movie too with the lightsaber. I was like, oh, it's like a cracker just got to him.
Oh God, you're a terrible human being.
That was them. That was them. I didn't do that.
Well, what you said just now made you a terrible human being.
Nah, I'm a good human being. But when I talk about a terrible, I'm not gonna say a terrible human being. I'm just gonna say a terrible character. It's Crooked Face McGillicuddy, also known as Ben.
Oh my, yeah. He was a whiny, emo, goth bitch.
Exactly. I was like, we did this again. Did we ever think that the most likable and manly Skywalker was going to be Luke? Are you kidding me? In the Skywalker lineage, the most manliest one is Luke Skywalker. So Darth Vader was a bigger, more of a whinier bitch. I guess estrogen runs through that family like crazy. I mean, the men can't escape
Well, I guess
it.
that explains Luke's flawless blonde hair.
Oh my God.
Well, let's talk about a little bit of the positive of the film.
I'm not done.
Fine, asshole. Keep going.
This shitty movie, which I'm hating more every day, this shitty movie, they got what's his name, Kylo Ren?
Yes.
It's not memorable at all. There was nothing memorable in this movie. They stole from other movies when they did the Death Star with 5 beams instead of 1. It's Super Death Star. I swear to God, I was waiting for that thing to transform like Unicron. It was just such a redundant thing. I was like, really? We just ripped off. We ripped off the original movies. Are you kidding me?
Tush, tush.
Okay, but Kylo Ren, who is literally one of the most forgettable villains in the franchise. Oftentimes I'm speaking after ignoring the prequels. I don't really acknowledge the prequels that much. I think that they are like just a weird offshoot that happened. I don't acknowledge them, and I'm completely in favor of Disney redoing the prequels.
Which sucks because the Star Wars comics about the characters in the prequels are way better, excuse me.
Because it had nothing to do with George Lucas.
Exactly.
He wasn't doing those comic books, so they should just redo the prequels and then just kind of slowly eliminate the original prequels out of existence. But Kylo Ren, what was I saying? Kylo Ren stunk. He was not likable at all. I mean, when you see him
He
want
looked like
to
Owen
get that,
Wilson. He had a nose like Owen Wilson.
he did. He also looked like the super game developer from Grandma's Boy, who would, when he would walk, he would go choo 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 because he was making robot noises. Because I think he thought he was a robot, if I remember that movie correctly. So he reminded me of that. And when he wants something, he wants the Finn captured.
I think he was supposed to be a whiny bitch.
Which isn't likable.
I
There's
don't think
nothing
he was supposed
likable.
to be likable.
But Darth Vader was likable because even though he was evil, he was so evil it was memorable. This guy's just a whiny bitch. Who likes a whiny bitch? Darth Vader was cool because you pissed him off and he choked your throat without touching you. That was cool. He was a mean, pretty much Nazi soldier for the Empire.
Let's also make mention of that. I think that was actually the weird Third Reich parallel in this film was abundantly clear.
The First Order?
A First Order, Third Reich. It's about as subtle as a hammer to the forehead.
Yeah, it really was.
But again,
blatantly
don't get me
obvious.
wrong, I still like the movie.
Yeah, but you have 40 things you would have changed because you've been brainwashed by the mass media to like this movie.
It's not a perfect film by any stretch of the imagination, but I liked it. I'm sorry. I'm human. I like pretty lights. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
You.
Pretty familiar lights is what you like.
Ah.
The movie is not that good. It's not that good. It is so overblown, and it shows what happens when people start to fall in love with the shape of a symbol, and this symbol is Star Wars. If they ever change the font on that movie, it will cut the box office in half.
By the way, this is now a higher grossing film than Avatar.
Good. I'm happy with that, too. Listen, I'm not going to say I completely hated the movie. I did enjoy it, and it felt, for the most part, like a Star Wars film. But
trade negotiations.
Oh, thank God there was none of that.
What, you don't want trade negotiations?
No, I want to know. I need trade negotiations. It's so exciting to hear about economic intergalactic politics. It's so much fun.
We also need the Galactic Senate. Let's talk about that for a second. Did they destroy Coruscant? I'm pretty sure they destroyed Coruscant.
I'm not sure if they destroyed Coruscant or not. It was very all confusing.
Like the scene you hated with the Super Death Star firing with the 5 beams. Yeah. I'm pretty sure one of the planets they destroyed was the Coruscant. I think it was implied anyway, because they said they have no Republic fleet to back them up now, which in my mind implies that the Galactic Fleet would be also stationed at the the Galactic Capital, which would be Coruscant.
Yeah. That was another thing. I found it very hard to place myself in this movie. I was trying to figure out, like, wait, so who has the upper hand now?
The First Order. They destroyed the rebellion is now back down to being the rebellion. I'm sorry, the resistance.
Oh, I don't know why they changed that.
Who cares?
So, okay, that's what I must have missed it. I was probably thinking to myself, "Wow, this is really overrated," and I said that line, and I didn't hear it. So, they
because if you blow apart someone's capital, that basically leaves you open for a coup d'etat, if I believe that's how you say it.
Yeah, I think that's a number 3 at Taco Bell.
Coup d'etat is whenever you take over leadership.
That's why they say they pulled a coup.
Oh,
because coup d'etat it's kind of like what a pompous asshole says when they want to say a coup.
Well, that sounds like something the First Order would say.
They probably would. That sounds like something Kylo Ren would say. A coup d'etat. I need to pull off a coup d'etat. Asshole. Oh, by the way, when he killed Han Solo, one of the most predictable scenes. It was more predictable than that time I took a shit. I knew it was coming an hour away.
What shit? The one with the gay guy who tried to fuck you?
Oh, I don't know why we're bringing that up now. That's neither here nor there. Anybody wants to hear the gay guy story, I'll tell that tomorrow. Leave a comment down below. No, Kylo Ren, the second I saw him, by the way, I was obsessed with this character. How I couldn't believe that they did this in this movie. When they made Kylo Ren the way he was, I saw it and I was just like, so we've got another Darth Vader. I was proud of them, the fact that he wasn't called Darth Ren. because
Well, now he's part of the Knights of Ren, which implies in my mind that there's some ancient badass Sith warrior that these are all supposed to be disciples of.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's it. But the fact that in the prequels, remember, it was Darth Maul. So it became, every evil person's name is Darth. And it's like, okay. So I'm glad to see that that's done with. And that's, finished.
I'd say Grand Imperator Snoke was also kind of weird.
Snoke?
The big hologram type thing.
Okay.
I think he was there were two evil dudes. One of them was Darth Sidious, and that was Palpatine. And then there was another evil dude. I can't remember his name. Darth Coniferous? Darth something.
I don't know.
Let's just call him Darth Douglas Fur. Darth Douglas Fur and Darth Sidious were basically the two biggest, evilest dudes ever in the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
They basically tried to fuck spirituality itself.
Yeah.
And create a being of just pure evil that could never be turned good.
Oh, well, that sounds fun. When did they do this? Was this in the movie?
No, this is an expanded universe, and I think Disney decided to render this non-canon too because it was too cool.
That's too cool. We can't do that.
Yeah, which also means the Republic Commandos are rendered non-canon too, which pisses me off to no end.
I never paid attention to this offshoot garbage. I always just thought
Republic Commandos were awesome.
I'm not going to say that it's bad, but I'm just saying I always thought to myself, if it's not in the movie, I don't acknowledge it. Sorry, to me, Star Wars is just a movie. It's not that TV series they had forever.
Well, that one was also supposedly good too. So
it was okay, but
they said it got good. I think initially it was poorly received, and then
you only had to suffer through the first 3 seasons before it got good.
No, first season. It's the same thing with Walking Dead. The first season is less good than the rest of the show. That's not a real statement, but
But see, the thing is luckily for the Star Wars, the Clone Wars TV series, it had the familiar font, which kept people coming back for more. So,
like a goddamn abusive housewife.
It really is. By the way, Mrs. Cokehead, what is her name? Carrie Fisher? Horrible. I don't know if they didn't give her enough or too much on set, but she stunk on that.
Too much movement, she had energy.
Yeah. She was really... I couldn't believe it. Han dies and there's no reaction. I mean, it's like...
She got sad. She's force sensitive, so that means she could detect Han's life force leaving him or something.
Really?
Yeah, she's part of the same... She's from the same sperm as Luke, so obviously she has to have midichlorians in her bloodstream.
Do you think she ever said that? She's going to say in the next movie, Luke, we're from the same sperm?
I guess.
No.
If the next film's a goddamn porno.
They had better. Disney had better when they because I bet Disney's going to redo the prequels. I absolutely believe Disney's going to redo the prequels. They had better cut the midichlorians out and just not ever acknowledge that again.
I'm glad we're back to the Force being a mystical thing rather than it being blood-borne.
Yeah, if George Lucas had done Episode 7, he would have had a line where, "Oh, my midichlorians are flowing," as he lifted up like a planet or something.
Planet?
I don't know, something stupid like that. And he would have captured the sun and made the world's biggest lightsaber. That way he could sell a blimp-sized lightsaber somewhere to a Saudi Arabian prince. I don't know. This stupid stuff, George Lucas. Oh, by the way, I was reading an article on that cunt, and he said that he didn't want to have anything to do with the Disney movies because when he came to them with his 7 ideas that they all rejected, they said those are all really good ideas, but we want to take it a different way. And I thought
he said he wanted to make. Disney said they wanted to make a film for the fans.
Yeah, and that's what
I think that pisses off both you and Lucas for different reasons.
Yes, but the thing is this, he doesn't realize when they said also, well, we just want to go a different way. That was a polite way of saying to the billionaire, your ideas suck. Why would they take 7 good ideas and not use them? That's never happened in the history of Disney. They take good ideas and use them. That's why they're the biggest. They're like the biggest entertainment company in the world now. They own Marvel. They own Star Wars, and of course they own all the Disney licenses. So
and they own Pixar, I think.
And they own Pixar. They're massive. So why would they take a good idea and not use it?
Because it was shit.
Exactly. So this idiot, he still is getting shot down by girls and thinks like, oh, you know, we just had a different taste. No, you're a fat, pudgy loser, and no woman's interested in you, and you still think when she's being nice and she says, oh, but we can still be friends, you think you still got a chance with her. You don't, George. You stink. You stink. I can't tell you how much I can't stand that man.
Let's just talk about the positives of Star Wars before you have an aneurysm.
And that's the show. Thank you, everybody.
Son of a bitch.
Have a good one.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Get back here. Get back
Listen,
here, you
man,
sack of dicks.
I actually have to go. I'm late for a meeting.
Oh, God damn it.
I do literally have to go. So, yeah, my list of everything good about Star Wars.
You better say something, or I'm gonna summon. I'll summon Cthulhu. You better get that implication, son. I hate you. I hate you so goddamn much. You better leave this spiel in, or I'm just yelling at you, even though you stopped. Alright, well then I guess I gotta stop now, because this dickhead stopped recording.